halfway in and I'm all alone on the highway with the burning Australian sun on my back. After cycling hills with few bottles in my hand because my bike isn't providing enough bottle support, I'm almost giving up. Have I just reached my own limit?
Bring your imagination to life with inspiring stories of an incredible and very real world.
It's 7 a.m. in the morning and my bare feet are touching the cold morning beach sand while I'm lined up with 15 others in my age category. Swim cap, check. Swimming goggles, check. This is it. This is the moment I've been living up to for the past 4 months. This is the moment for which I've made so many concessions and for which I've let down tears of pain, anxiety, joy, and empowerment. The ocean in front of me is getting covered by a blanket of sunrise glory. I'm on the other side of the world and I guess I'm about to do the scariest thing I've ever done before. In a few seconds, the starting shot will go off and from that moment on, I know that anything can happen. Four months before, me and my Danish friend Pook impulsively decided to enter a 15-kilometer running competition, even though I had never run more than 7 kilometers in my entire life. I guess something about traveling makes you feel sort of inconvincible. Afterwards, we treated ourselves to a full guilt-free chocolate dish and pizza as dessert to celebrate our achievement. Coming home to my shared apartment, I'm telling the whole story to my American bunk bed mate. Shelby, seriously, when the runner's high kicks in and you make it to the finish, I just can't even explain how alive it makes you feel. And then it happened. She implemented the idea of entering half an Ironman in my mind when she briefly mentioned her sister's achievement of completing a triathlon. Sorry, an Iron what? It took me only watching less than a minute of an Ironman compilation video. I was hooked. 4 months of training followed, preparing myself mentally and physically to be able to swim 1.9 kilometers, cycle 90 kilometers, and after that, run 21.1 kilometers. I trained 6 days a week, 180 hours in total. The most challenging parts? Definitely all my internal dialogues, questioning myself if I had raised the bar too high. What I wanted to achieve often seemed impossible, but in a weird way, it made me want it even more. During moments on the treadmill, when I was crying because I still had to go another 15 kilometers and I felt the energy flowing out of my body because of negative thoughts and self-doubt, I searched for another and another YouTube video of Ironman beginnings. I would watch tens of people standing lined up on the beach. The starting shot would go off and they would dive into the water as if their life depended on it. In my imaginary world, I was already there with them. In my imaginary world, I had already made it to the finish. But now I just so badly wanted to experience that insane moment in reality.
I don't know what that dream is that you have. I don't care how disappointing it might have been as you've been working toward that dream. But here's what I know, that dream that you're holding in your mind, that it's possible. As we run toward it, as we work on it day in and day out, I do not believe that any of us have dreams that were not given to us for the purpose of accomplishing those particular dreams.
Listening to Les Brown and other motivational speakers was one of my best empowerment recipes. It helped me to make it to the end of my trainings, feeling incredibly strong and unbeatable afterwards. I really love those moments. They made me addicted to explore my limits further and further. Isn't it crazy how self-doubt or self-confidence can make or break you? One week before the race, I relocated myself from Melbourne to Mooloolaba on the Sunshine Coast. The town was getting full preparation. All triathletes slowly arrived and you could just feel in the air that something major was about to happen on Sunday. Seeing all these, in my eyes, super professional and well-trained triathletes made me very insecure, and I guess that wasn't entirely unjustified. Just let me share with you one of my memories I recorded a few days before race day. Hi guys, good evening. It's a little bit dark outside because it's evening. I'm sitting down by the river. I've decided to go for a little walk. So today I went to the cycle store and I went to pick up the cycle that I made a reservation for. And I know it's actually really dumb, but I have never really practiced on the actual road while I was cycling in all the training sessions. So I only practiced in the gym. So this guy asked me if I wanted to have a road bike or a tri bike. So I said, well, no, I only practiced in the gym. And as soon as I said it, I realized how fucking dumb that is. Anyway, I had a few days left to become friends with my road bike, to practice swimming in the sea, and to adapt to the temperature difference of at least 10 degrees. But 2 days before the race, my fear really started to kick in. It is Friday afternoon. To be honest, I'm experiencing some mindset struggles. I don't know. Sometimes I ask myself why I wanted to do this. Not often, but like once in a while. And I'm like, maybe it's too unrealistic to do this after 4 months of training. Blah, 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 blah. I just want to prove the power of the mind, really. I so badly want to make it to the finish. It's 7 a.m. in the morning and my bare feet are touching the cold morning beach sand while I'm lined up with 15 others in my age category. Swim cap, check. Swimming goggles, check. This is the moment I've been living up to for the past 4 months.
Good luck, 18 to 29s are away.
Halfway in and I'm all alone on the highway with the burning Australian sun on my back. After cycling hills with few bottles in my hand because my bike isn't providing enough bottle support, I'm almost giving up. Have I just reached my own limit? I've run out of water. Headphones or earplugs aren't allowed, so I'm missing the empowerment of music, which helped me get through most of my trainings. And I have overdosed myself on energy gels out of anxiety to faint due to low blood sugar. I stopped cycling. The event volunteer on the side of the highway suggests to at least make it to the transition area, as it was only 2 kilometers to go, so I continued. As I enter the transition area, and I remind myself that running was my favorite part and I hadn't even started that, I decide to run a few kilometers, just for the feeling of it. Then this woman came running next to me. She was at least somewhere in her 50s. I was impressed by her. We ran together for a few kilometers, had a little chat as far as we were still able to communicate, and for a while we were distracting each other from our own suffering. She must have felt that I was having a hard time. Eventually, she speeded up and I couldn't really keep pace. So she said to me, "I'll see you at the finish." As she ran away, I realized that her presence had been exactly what I needed. I needed that support of someone else reminding me of what I really, really wanted. Eight hours later, I've literally seen everyone pass me and I finished second last. Truth be told, I walked the last 7 kilometers. And while avoiding the official finish, as my sunstroke and I don't find it justified to collect a medal, the reality slowly kicks in. I did it. I fucking did it. Okay, it wasn't exactly the finish I had in mind and I would have done 1,000 things differently looking back. But the thing is, if we would know all the details of what's about to come before we enter a particular journey, chances are we never started anyway. As you've made it to this part of my story, I would love to take the opportunity to help remind you that whatever it is that you currently want to realize for yourself, if you can make it happen in your own imagination, you can make it happen in real life. So reimagine your limits. Imagine yourself going further than you ever been before and think big, because anything that you set your mind to is possible. The only real question is, how badly do you want it?
Thank you for joining us on another audio adventure right here at Wandertale, the travel podcast community. Subscribe to our channel to stay tuned for more travel stories from around the world and share tales with the open-minded, the brave, and the curious.